Hey guys, this is Bob at the Cooking and Kayaking channel. Wanted to go ahead today and I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago we were in Key West, went out and did a fishing trip, and I caught this guy. So we went ahead, once we got back to the marina, we broke all of our fish down, and I've always wanted to try to make fish head soup. So here's that guy's head. I'm going to go ahead, start off by making a stock, which is not my own. I'm actually going it per a YouTuber by the name of Cooking with Clams. Talked to him a handful of times on Instagram. He kind of threw me a few pointers. Only difference is the recipe that he'd used, and I'll link his video up here to the left. He used cod heads because he was up in New England at the time. I'm doing mine with grouper. So let's see how this goes. So like I said, similar to what his was, basically just doing carrots, he had suggested about cutting off the back ends just for any potential dirt in the roots, but skins everything, gives it more flavor. I think he only did 2 carrots, I'm doing 4. And then I have here 3 stalks of celery. A yellow onion. Skins and everything. I'm going to some cloves of garlic. Same type of thing. All you want to do is crush them, split them, skins and everything. Generous amount of sea salt. Unfortunately, he did put bay leaves in his. I thought I had bay leaves, and I do not. So I should have bought some when I was at the store the other day because I wasn't sure. But bay leaves aren't something I typically use in cooking, so I didn't want to just have them sitting around. So I do not have bay leaves for this. And then let's go ahead. This guy was already Actually, we're going to cut this guy up a little bit more, I think. Might need a serrated blade for this. Serrated blade. A lot of cartilage in there. All right. Got our head, got our collar. I basically did this to be able to give us enough space in the pot. I'm actually going to add water to this first. We're going to add the head. I'm going to add some more water to that anyway. I may even cook that up. A generous amount. I'm actually going to put, I like using table ground pepper. Probably one of my favorites. I'd rather do that than finely ground. Instead of the bay leaf, just hopefully that helps some. And then bring that to a boil. Put a cover on it and let her sit. And the only reason I'm focusing on this collar is because look at all the meat in there that I can use for this soup. You don't have to season it or anything. It literally is just place it on there because all you're looking at doing is cooking it enough so the skin falls off and it allows you to pull all the meat off of the remainder of the collar of the fish or the head, so on and so forth. Place collar in the oven for about 15 minutes. All right, we'll get this thing to a boil and get this stock going. Once you get it up to a boil, turn it back to simmer. Has to simmer for almost 2 hours before you could take the fish head out and strain the stock. So, all right, we went ahead and took the collar, the throat, the tongue, all of this out. And as you saw, we put it in the oven. Took a little bit longer than 20 minutes, but went ahead and I'm gonna start pulling all this apart because there's a lot of amazing meat in here. Broth is about an hour away from being done. Looks like she's doing good. House smells like fish. Which I like. Ooh. Whew. Just fell right apart. Good Lord. All right, guys, we are back at the kitchen. It is actually the afternoon. This morning I was able to go through and had some time, made up that stock, and unfortunately my camera skipped out on me and I did not see it. So you did not see me dice up the onions and the celery, which are in the pot at this point. I'll show you those in a quick sec before I add the potatoes. So before the camera went out, you saw me put the butter in, and then the camera kicked out. So I did go ahead, I cut up or diced up some onions and some celery, put some butter in here, started sweating these down. Don't want to get the bottom of the pan brown because that'll start browning off the onions and you really don't want that. So a little bit of salt, table ground pepper. I'm going to go ahead and add the potatoes. Here is our broth from earlier today. We're going to go ahead and add that. I am going to go ahead and add some Worcestershire. Now we will wait till this thing to come to a boil and get you to the next step. So at this point, I'm going to start introducing the flour, cornstarch, half and half mixture. But before I even do that, I need to go ahead. I already put 1/3 cup and a tablespoon, half tablespoon of cornstarch into a bowl. And I'm going to go ahead and start adding the half and half, whisking as I go to make it smooth so we can add it. I like mine's about that kind of consistency. It's almost like making a roux or a roux with the butter and the flour when you're doing a cheese sauce. So, you know, essentially the same type concept. Now, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the cream to the mixture, keeping it at a boil as closely as I can, anyway. So we're going to bring that back up to a boil. And once that gets back to a boil, then I will take it down to a simmer for a few minutes, pretty much stirring most of the time. Did I mention how much I hate cooking on an electric stove? All right, chowder, like 4 hours in the making. That's good. All right, well, that's it for this video. If you like what you watched, smash that like button, throw me a comment or two. And like I said, there's a YouTuber that I follow that I got this particular recipe from. I will add what I did in the description, but Cooking with Clams, great dude. I've been watching him since day one, so check him out. All right, guys, thank you very much, and I will see you on the next one.